It's a pleasure to have this chance to think about the evolution of IEG at this crucial time of its 50 years. Now, when I came in, clearly the independent evaluation function had matured. It was a leading contribution of the World Bank in a way on development effectiveness. But at the same time, when I came in 2006, there were clearly some challenges, some tough agenda items that needed to be addressed. One, let me recall in particular in the evolution of IEG. It was that at that time there was the Operations Evaluations Department and separately a unit looking at the IFC and separately a unit looking at NIGA. So the first task in my mind was, can we bring them together, recognize the big differences and be the lessons, enriched by that, but at the same time, really have a one IEG. So in July 2006, the board of the World Bank integrated the independent evaluation functions of World Bank, IFC, NIGA into a single unit, and that was named the Independent Evaluation Group. So IEG was then the new name of the previous three separate units. Since then, a great number of other reports were done. The evaluation on disaster prevention that was done probably 2006, thereabouts, that stands out in my mind because one, it had a big effect in boosting the World Bank's own disaster management program with some 100 new staff added. But over a period of 15, 20 years, now you can imagine this was predicting a world in which thinking prevention is going to determine the survival of humanity. So in a small way, that evaluation was ahead of its time. There was an evaluation on doing business. That happened to be a very popular or widely used index of business performance and widely used across the world. It was an indicator that ranked countries on the basis of how free the business environment was for business without taking into account at all what it was doing to the environment and to society. And evaluations clear, this was probably the clearest case where a flaw was found in a very popular index, and that obliges the evaluator to really put it on the table. A third kind of directional evaluation or set of findings had to do with worrying about the quality, not just the quantity. And the striking example would be primary education, where the access to schooling was becoming fairly universal. But what are the children learning? So that became an interesting concern. And so the quality, in addition to quantity, always becoming a central piece of a project, was kind of a direction that came out of a series of evaluations. All of that had an effect over time. So even when they are controversial, the follow-up is what counts. And in fact, if I were to generalize at some risk, I would say some of the more controversial reports might have been the more influential ones over time, even though at the time they may have been difficult to present and discuss.